Hello my friends, I'm going to show you how to make a inexpensive router base for this rotary tool. The rotary tool is an inexpensive tool. It's lithium ion, variable speed, costs less than $10. And it also has a LED lighting. The LED lighting helps you see when you're cutting. You can do inlay, and what I use it for is cutting the airway in these flutes. Now most rotary tools have a head on here that screws on and it'll be threaded. This one does not. So what I need to do is make a mechanism, a base, that will secure itself onto this raised area. And what I'm going to do, I have a piece of hard maple, and I'm going to use this. So I laid out some lines. I'm coming in 2 inches by 1 inch, and I'm going to bore this a hole through here at 1 inch diameter. And I'm working an oversized piece of wood so that I can run this on power tools with some safety. And then after it's cut, then I'll cut it down to size. I'm using a 1 inch Forstner bit. This will give me a real clean hole. I'm also backing the board that I'm drilling with another piece of hardwood. That'll reduce the tear out on the bottom side. Here I adjusted the this bowl bit with the spacer to be approximately half the depth of this. So I'm going to hold this here, turn it on. That put the round groove through that hole. Next we need to bore a hole right at this location, and it's a 3/16 inch, and we need 2 of them this way. Gotta make sure that you hold it square, you can't let it wobble. I have this set so that I'm going to cut this down the center. Now we cut it to length. Some fine adjustments on the 2 ends with the rotary tool. If you look close, this is not a perfect circle. It has this curve, so you can see that I worked this with the cutter so that it would make a tighter fit. Countersinking. This is a number 1032 screw, so it's a tight fit. The test ones that I was using was an 832. So this side I want to have it tight. And this side we're going to open it up a little bit more so it'll slide on. For the rotor base, I cut a block the same size, but a 1/4 inch thick. And what I'm going to do next is drill 2 holes through both pieces, and to keep it from shifting, I'm going to tape it together. I have my layout lines to drill, and from the center line I come in 1/4 inch, from the outside edge down 1/4, and the opposite side on this one, 1/4 over, 1/4 up. Countersink the underside. You need to countersink it enough that the screw head will be flush with the surface or slightly below the surface. Put the 2-inch screws in. These are 1032, and run a nut to hold it in location. Okay, now we need to locate center. Here I'm going to drill the center out at 3/8 of an inch. I'm using a Forstner bit to get a smoother hole. Here I'm going to make relief cuts to open this up, and that's so that I can see for visibility when I'm using the router. Assembling the router unit. I have these 1/2 inch diameter springs. They fit over top of these nylon inserted lock nuts, and these are 1.5 inches long. And I purchased wing nuts. These are about $1 a piece. That was probably the most expensive luxury item that I bought. This whole unit cost under $15, which includes the rotary tool and the hardware. Okay, to set the depth, we use the wing nuts. And you want to run them equal amount. And right there I'm seeing the tip of the tool. Now what I'm going to do is adjust that to 1/32 of an inch. Now the airway in the flute measures 1/32 of an inch deep, and the screws that I purchased are a 1032, which means each revolution is 1/32 of an inch. So what you want to do to adjust the airway in the flute is you zero your cutter out. So I have the bottom of the cutter just touching the rule, and then each of these screws you give it one full revolution. So you have to make kind of reference where that started. Okay, now right there, this is 1/32 of an inch deep. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.